Iran is in a state of mourning as it gears up to lay its supreme leader Ali Khamenei to rest on Thursday. But a day ahead of the final rites, Washington and Tehran have traded fire once again. Tensions have escalated in West Asia 23 days after both sides signed an MOU finalizing and formalizing a truce. Global stock markets have crashed and oil prices have surged. President Trump, who declared that the ceasefire is over, has now warned of more strikes on Iran. The U.S. launched a new wave of strikes against Iran. U.S. CENTCOM says it has hit over 80 Iranian targets, including drone launch places, air defense systems, and anti-ship cruise missiles. But this time, the strikes are different. Washington calls it a punishment to Iran's latest attacks on commercial vessels transiting through the strait. Explosions were heard in Iran's main oil hub of Karg Island, on Qeshm Island, and in the southern port cities of Sirik and Bandar Abbas. Qeshm Island is the largest island in the Persian Gulf, located just off Iran's southern coast. It is heavily fortified with underground missile silos, fast-track boats, and naval bases. The Trump administration revoked oil sanctions waiver with immediate effect that allowed the purchase of Iranian energy without attracting U.S. sanctions. Iran warned that it will deliver a crushing response to the U.S. strikes. A short time later, air raid sirens were activated across both Bahrain and Kuwait, accompanied by simultaneous electrical grid outages. This even as intense exchange of military strikes continued between the U.S. and Iran. The IRGC says it has struck 85 U.S. military sites across Bahrain and Kuwait, including Ali Al Salem Air Base in Kuwait and the 5th Fleet Naval Base in Salman Port, Bahrain. Iran warned of more attacks if Washington repeats strikes on Tehran. The first round of strikes took place as Trump and NATO leaders huddled for high-stakes NATO summit in Turkey. The U.S. president lashed out at Iran, calling it stupid, cuckoo, and all sorts of nasty words. Trump hardened his stance on the nuclearization of weapons in Iran.
But they launched a couple of drones and one rocket, one missile, and at ships, because they were in the strait, which they have every right to be. And so we hit them very hard last night, very, very hard. Probably hit them hard again tonight. I'll give them a little warning, we're going to hit them hard tonight. But we'll see how it all works out. No, I'm not happy with them, you know.
While Trump was sitting in Ankara, 2,000 kilometers away in Tehran, Iranian top negotiator and parliament speaker Mohammad Ghalibaf used the same tone and tenor to strongly hit back at Washington. He claimed the U.S. violated the ceasefire several times. Ghalibaf asserted that the era of American bullying and extortion is over. He vowed that Iran will not back down, come what may. The renewed strikes between the United States and Iran come at a time when millions are attending Khamenei's funeral procession, the largest funeral gatherings in history. The week-long ceremonies began with the body lying in state at Tehran's Grand Mosala Mosque. On Monday, a 12-hour, 10-kilometer procession cut through central Tehran, moving past the landmark Engelab Square and Azadi. The procession moved from Tehran to the holy city of Qom on Tuesday. It crossed international borders into Iraq today, drawing thousands to the Shia holy shrine cities of Najaf and Kebrala. Najaf is the third holiest site in Shia Islam after Mecca and Medina. The final leg of the historic procession concludes in northeastern Iran on Thursday. Khamenei is scheduled for burial at the Imam Reza Shrine in his hometown of Mashhad in eastern Iran.